paying our debts or defaulting. Again, going on a micro level, if you borrow money and have a good life and good living, which is basically living beyond your means, that will catch up with you at some point.
No, sir.
So once it catches up with you, the question becomes, are you willing to declare yourself bankrupt and damage your financial profile for 10 years? I think it's 7 years.
That's it, 7 years.
From there, yes.
Yeah.
On a micro level.
Yes.
So that means in those 7 years, you cannot take a loan. You cannot. Basically, your financial profile is in tatters. Nobody can. It becomes difficult to secure jobs. It becomes difficult to secure opportunities, and so on and so forth. And that is the same situation we find ourselves as a country. Just imagine, our debt has jumped 500% in the last 10 years. From 2 trillion to 10 trillion. Yes? So what do we do? And we know that revenue growth, like you're saying, has not been in tandem with our obligations. So as long as the economy is not growing at the pace at which we've accumulated the debt,
yes,
then we're going to end up with problems. That's why we're in the situation that we are in, because we have to pay. So the question becomes, what does it mean for workers? I've seen an interesting story, I think it's in the Standard, where workers are finding themselves in a situation where there is a 2/3 rule. I think it's part of a product of the Labor Relations Act of 2007, which basically says employee earnings should not fall below the 2/3 threshold, which is basically if you're earning 10,000 shillings, for example, you should be able to take home at least a minimum of 3,000 shillings. So the 6,000 goes towards paying your, assuming you have a loan facility, to pay for your rent, to pay for all those manner of things. At least you take home 3,000 bob. And because of the new rules and the new taxation, unfortunately, workers are finding themselves in a situation where most of them have actually fallen under that 2/3 threshold. So now then the conversation becomes very, very interesting. What does it mean for us? Because the reality of the matter is we have to pay for those debts. So what do we do?
That's it.
Yes.
Once we come back, I do not know what John